financially independent. But I didn't much fancy the idea of spending my life in an office taking orders from an annoying boss. And when I discovered the stock market, I thought, this is spectacular. I can get rich without getting my hands dirty.
Are you missing out on the most powerful way to build wealth? Imagine turning small investments into huge returns without needing to be a financial expert. The secret? Compound interest. It's the eighth wonder of the world, and it's working for people just like you every day. From the snowball effect of consistent investments to the magic of tax-advantaged accounts, compounding could be the key to unlocking your financial future. But if you wait too long, you might miss the chance to truly take advantage of this incredible power. Don't be left behind. Start now and watch your money grow exponentially. Understanding compound interest. Once upon a time, in 1920, Albert, a young man, learned about compound interest from his grandfather. His grandfather called it the eighth wonder of the world. It's simple, he said. If you invest just a small amount and leave it to grow, your money will make more money, and that money will make even more. Albert didn't fully understand at first, but he decided to try it. He invested just $100 in a savings account with an interest rate of 5%. Over 10 years, his money grew steadily, and when he checked, he was surprised to find he had $150. This small start changed his perspective forever. Albert realized how powerful compounding could be, and he continued to invest, watching his money multiply as time went on. How small investments grow exponentially. Sarah, a recent college graduate, was introduced to investing by her friend Tom. He explained the concept of the snowball effect, how small, consistent investments grow exponentially over time. Start small, Tom said, and let it build up. Intrigued, Sarah decided to invest just $200 every month in a mutual fund that offered 7% annual returns. At first, she didn't notice much change, but after 5 years, her portfolio had grown to $16,000. Sarah was amazed at how the small contributions had snowballed. Her investment was now working harder than ever, compounding year after year. She realized that even modest efforts, when consistent, could create a significant financial future. The advantage of time and compounding. When Mark turned 18, his parents gifted him a book on investing. Inside, he read about the power of starting early to benefit from compounding. Inspired, he began investing $50 each month in a retirement account, with an average return of 8%. At first, his progress seemed slow, but by the time Mark reached 30, he had accumulated over $30,000. What amazed him the most was how the last few years had made such a difference. The earlier he started, the more his money grew. Mark now understood that time was his greatest ally. He encouraged his younger cousins to begin investing early, knowing how valuable those first years could be. The impact of regular contributions. Lena, a young professional, wanted to invest for her future, but was worried she didn't have much to start with. Her financial advisor explained that it wasn't about how much she invested, but how often. Consistency is key, he said. Lena decided to invest just $100 every month into a low-cost index fund that averaged 6% annual returns. After 10 years, her consistent contributions had grown to over $15,000. Lena was amazed by how even small, regular investments added up over time. She learned that the power of compounding wasn't just about large sums, but about the habit of contributing steadily. It was the key to building wealth, one month at a time. Amplifying returns through dividend reinvestment. James had always been cautious about investing, but when he learned about dividend reinvestment, he became excited. He bought shares in a company that paid 5% dividends annually. Instead of taking the cash, he opted to reinvest the dividends into more shares. At first, his portfolio grew slowly, but after 5 years, the effect of compounding was clear. His initial $1,000 investment had grown to $1,500. James realized that by reinvesting earnings, his money was working harder for him. The dividends kept creating more dividends, and over time, the power of compounding turned his small investment into something much bigger. It was a strategy that paid off. Aligning investment duration with financial goals. James, a young entrepreneur, had big dreams of retiring early, but he knew he needed a solid plan. His financial advisor helped him understand the importance of his time horizon. The longer you invest, the more you'll benefit from compounding, she explained. James decided to invest in a diversified portfolio, aiming for 10% annual returns, with the goal of retiring in 20 years. At first, the results were slow, but over time, his investments grew faster and faster. By the time he turned 40, his portfolio was worth over $250,000. James realized that his patience and long-term perspective allowed his investments to multiply, showing him the true value of aligning his goals with a suitable time horizon. Balancing potential returns with investment stability. Emma, an aspiring investor, wanted to grow her wealth but was worried about market volatility. Her financial advisor emphasized the importance of managing risk while still aiming for good returns. Investing isn't just about chasing high returns, he explained, it's about finding the right balance. Emma decided to allocate her savings between 60% stocks, expected to earn 8% annually, and 40% bonds, which offered a safer 4% return. Over 10 years, her portfolio grew steadily, reaching $50,000. Emma realized that balancing risk and return was the key to consistent growth, and by diversifying, she could enjoy the benefits of compounding while minimizing risk. She now felt more confident in her investment strategy. Understanding and overcoming potential pitfalls. Daniel, an enthusiastic new investor, was excited about the power of compounding. However, his financial journey wasn't without challenges. One year, his investments took a sharp downturn due to a market crash. He began to worry that his money wouldn't recover. His advisor explained the dark side of compounding. During market volatility, it could work against him if he panicked and withdrew his funds. The key is to stay calm and stick to your plan, she advised. By staying invested through the ups and downs, Daniel's portfolio eventually bounced back and grew even more. He learned that while compounding could create wealth, patience and discipline were crucial to overcoming the inevitable pitfalls along the way. Enhancing growth through tax efficiency. Sophia, a young professional, was eager to maximize her investment returns. She had always heard about the power of compounding, but her financial advisor introduced her to the idea of tax-advantaged accounts. By using accounts like IRAs or 401ks, you can grow your money without being taxed on the earnings until later, he explained. Intrigued, Sophia opened a Roth IRA and began contributing $200 each month. With the account's tax benefits, her investments grew more efficiently, and after 5 years, her balance reached $15,000. Sophia realized that leveraging tax-advantaged accounts allowed her money to compound even faster. It was a strategy she would use to enhance her financial growth for years to come. Maintaining discipline amid market fluctuations. Alex had been investing for a few years, but the recent market downturn made him anxious. The value of his portfolio dropped, and he started to second-guess his strategy. His mentor reminded him, investing is about staying the course, even when things look uncertain. Alex decided to stick to his plan of investing $300 each month in a diversified portfolio with an average return of 7% annually. Over the next 5 years, despite the market's ups and downs, his portfolio grew steadily. By staying disciplined and not letting fear guide his decisions, Alex's investments continued to benefit from the power of compounding. He learned that patience and consistency were key to long-term success. Don't let time slip away. While you're here, make sure you're not missing out on alternative assets that could skyrocket your returns. In our next video, we dive into art, wine, and rare collectibles, exploring how these assets can help you build wealth outside the traditional market. Subscribe now so you don't miss out on this unique opportunity to grow your portfolio in ways you never imagined. Stay ahead of the curve and join our community of savvy investors. Hit that bell, subscribe, and be ready for more financial tips that'll keep you on top of your game.